Okay, Greg. So you know why you're here.
Yeah? Is it to generate ideas because you can't be bothered to?
Exactly. So, any ideas for a video?
I got it.
Perfect. Give it to me now.
Here you go, boss.
A news video? Are you kidding me, Greg? This is the most cliche action figure YouTube thing of all time. Every action figure YouTuber does that. Wait a minute. I've just realized something. I'm midway through my speech. I'm gonna do a cliche action figure YouTube thing. Make a news video, but with a twist. It's on Hascon. I'm a genius, Greg. I'm a genius.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just criticize the whole action figure news YouTube video thing?
Yes, Greg, I technically did, but this one's Hascon.
But wouldn't that be even more boring since every action figure YouTube's gonna do that?
Greg, you're not listening. It's Hascon, and it's me doing it. That's different.
What?
No, it's not. Oh, for God's sake, Greg, why do I even have you as an unpaid intern?
But you pay me 50p a day.
Fine. What'd you suggest then? What'd you suggest? But this news video. You're the one that suggested it anyway.
I still think you should do it to get your opinions out there.
Fine, Greg. Fine. I'll do it. Hello, and welcome back to the world of suited collectibles. And today, I shall be discussing recent reveals at Hascon, which I know has probably been talked about like a quadrillion times already, but I would just like to give my personal opinions on the subject. So, I guess without further ado, let's talk about it.
So, who's the first one to be...
Thank you, Greg. Anyways, so who was up on the first? Detroit Steel. Personally, I kind of like this character because I have the Lego set and that was enjoyable. But the actual figure, it looks alright. It looks bulky. It looks like an iron suit. I think it has Justin Hammond who like uses the suit. I think. Yeah, I don't know actually too much about the character. But he looks alright, and I'm fine with him being an exclusive. Because I don't really think a lot of people are going to try and get the character or going to be like, whoa, it's Detroit Steel. Nah. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be like that. So, yeah. Let's move on. So, who's next up on my list? Power Princess. So, the Power Princess was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con and was the first item that was showed off for this new comic wave. Anyways, the figure itself looks good. Right, I saw how they added extra musculature to the body so that it could give her that more strong-esque physique. Yeah, and it seems like it will go quite nicely with that Jason Aaron Squadron Supreme that they've been doing as of late from their Heroes Reborn series. Justice. I do not like this figure. I personally think it looks quite basic, and also it uses the Sunfire mold, which I'm just not a fan of. I think the shoulders are just too far down on that mold. And yeah, it just doesn't look good. It also just looks quite basic. Just looks quite meh. And also, it doesn't even have that accurate to the first New Warriors issue. Because he was one called Marvel Boy and two had a complete different costume design. So yeah, this is more like a modern version, or late 90s version. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. Vision. I really like the look of Vision. However, I do like the original's metallic. I think it's a lot more interesting, but I don't really want to get that one. I still want to try and get this one because it uses the Vulcan mold, and I prefer pinless on my figures. So yeah, I'll still buy it. Crystar. Oh my god, I love Crystar. I love Kristoff for two reasons. One is because, well, I love how they've used the clear plastic. I love the accessories. I really like how the solid red contrasts so well with the clear blue. They're like polar opposites, but they go so well together. But also, my second reason is because it opens up opportunities, right? So there's a lot of these like weird 80s, mostly written by Bill Mantlo characters, who are in this like awkward kind of copyright limbo. Perfect example, Rom. But recently, it seems like they've been getting the license back to those characters since they keep like So now they're like reprinting issues of like Micronauts issue #1, and like they're doing an omnibus for Rom, and it just like it's quite exciting. And also, I personally love Rom, and I'd love a figure of Rom. Can you see what I'm hinting at, Hasbro? Give us a Rom figure. But yeah, I personally love a Rom figure. But this figure itself looks fantastic. And I should probably pick up his first issue if I can find it for a good price at like a convention or something. So, who's next? A character I don't really have much to say. Savage Namor. No, it looks alright, but I don't really care for it personally. I just think it looks okay. I guess I like the sort of shading underneath the eyes. That's quite nice. Let's just move on. Gold Black Panther. So they use that plasticky gold, which they've also used for Power Princess, but they've also used it here for Black Panther. And they've also just use the Vulcan buck one, and it's like, okay, but we've already just gotten this figure recently, and so I just don't know who's gonna really purchase it, because we just got that recent one that's like the definitive Black Panther in my opinion, and then there's this one, which, to be fair, I love the look of the original Toy Biz one, but I'll probably just get that one if I want a gold Black Panther, because instead of this one. So yeah.
Oh, how I love getting paid 50p a day. How great it is to work for Monster Collectibles. Greg! Greg! You gotta stop the ending. Okay. Oh, thank the Lord. Because I didn't talk about Namorita. I guess I should talk about it now since the camera is miraculously here. Namorita. She is okay. I actually don't mind the figure. But it's weird how they've tried to give her this kind of swimming hair. I found that a bit peculiar. And it's just a bit of a basic figure. And it's also a bit odd how she's based off the 2005 New Warriors series, or that more modern version, like Civil War and like version, the blue one, than the original version, even though that's more the team they're trying to build out, which is the original, where she has like human skin. So yeah, Greg, you can go back to editing.
Now it's the big boy of the wave, the Bath. And who is the Bath this time? The Void. I love this figure. I think that the reuse of the Venom movie mold looks fantastic. I also think that the little fiery effect in his mouth, that looks incredible. And also the tentacles with all that like nice sculpt work and detail. It is a little shame that they're not movable, but they still look great. And yeah, it just looks like a really good figure. Now let's move on to probably the biggest reveal for the Marvel Legends panel at Hascon. So now we have gone on to the big one, the No Way Home wave. And they started off with MJ. Not the most exciting figure, but it is a necessary figure since the last one we got was that Homecoming 2-pack one. So I don't mind. And I actually quite like that she comes with a box accessory as well. Yeah, just an alright figure. I'm not probably going to buy it, but hey. The next one is Matt Murdock. I really like this figure, right? I really like it. The head's a little iffy, but hey, it's just quite a nice civilian body, like civilian figure, right? And of course, the new suited body looks quite good. Thank God that they've sorted out my legs and my arms, and hopefully they sort out these because these are atrocious. Anyways, I also really like the accessories. I love the brick accessory that, of course, Matt Murdock catches in the film. I also quite like his cane as well. I think that looks quite nicely detailed and painted and sculpted. And yeah, and so the next figure is Sandman. Sandman. So, I don't mind Sandman. I think he is also another good figure, but I'm just, that I'm not going to get. I mean, his sculpt looks good, and the kind of shading they've done in some places looks really good, but it's just not a figure that I'm too interested in. And on top of that, he was barely in the film. His only motivation was to get back home, and that was it. I felt like Electro would have been a better character to put in because he was more prominent in the film. But hey, they are doing him at least later on. And Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Now, what I'm about to say goes for both Andrew and Toby. But I don't get why we can't get all of the Spider-Man accessories, like the hands, like the wall crawling hands, the web thwipping hands, and the just fist hands as well. For some reason, we always get the fisted hands, but then we get either like 2 web thwipping hands, or we get a web thwipping hand and a crawling hand. And it's just really, I don't get it. Why? I really don't like it as well. It's just moronical, in my opinion. But hey, the figures look good at least. I really like both of their face scans and like head sculpts. I think they look really good. I think the paint looks good on both figures. The articulation looks solid. Yeah, the only problem is I feel bad for those people who got the 3-pack because now they've just done it as single releases. So yeah, that sucks. Especially with how much it costs. Anyways, Tom Holland Spider-Man. That figure, the final swing one, looks really good. I actually really like the costume anyway. I'm very excited to see how they that suit in another Tom Holland film. Anyways, talking about the figure, I really do like the figure. I think it looks good. I think it's solid sculpt work, solid articulation. Of course, they've used that Tom Holland head that they've used a couple of times now, which looks quite good. I think the face scan looks really good. I don't mind it. I just feel the only thing is that in some of the photos, I feel like the blue isn't metallic enough. But then when you got to the packaging shots, the metallic blue looked perfect. So I don't know how it'll be in person. Don't know if it'll be how it was in the film or a bit like less metallic, like in some of the photos. So we'll have to see about that. Anyways, let's move on to the deluxes. After this wave, they revealed the 2 deluxe figures from No Way Home. Then we've, of course, got Green Goblin, which is probably the figure I am most excited about from this all the Marvel Legend reveals. I'm sorry, he looks fantastic. That William Dafoe head is perfect for his depiction of the Green Goblin. It is incredible. Also, all the accessories and all the sculpt work as well. I love how they've actually given him his iconic mask from the first Spider-Man Raimi film, even though he wore that for like 2 minutes and then destroyed it. Yeah, which was unfortunate, but ayo. But yeah, everything else looks incredible. The glider, everything. So that is 100% pickup from me. I adore this figure. Really adore this figure. Doc Ock is the next one, who I don't like as much, but I still really like. I still think he's a great figure. I actually quite like the metal on the arms, and I like the system that they've done. The fact that they have like flat, like I guess flat feet, flat on on the bottom ones, on the bottom tentacles, and then you've got articulated ones on top, because of course you're not really gonna like get the ones over on the top ones, are you? But there is some. The reason I don't prefer this one to the Green Goblin is because I find some weird aspects with it. Like I find the Alpha Molino. I hope I'm getting his name right, because this is from memory. For some reason, didn't research this before going in. But Alfred Molino head, I just think something looks off. I think maybe the glasses look too small, or something. Something's off. I think it's with the glasses. So I hope that they are removable, because that is kind of how he was like mostly in the film, without his glasses. So yeah, I that's just a personal thing though, personal nitpick. And also another thing I find really weird is the fact that he's only got single elbows, which I find really weird. Why doesn't he have double jointed? Like the figure from Toy Biz did that. I just find it really strange. I don't like. It's not gonna affect the figure in a big way for me. It's not ruining the figure, right? Because you're not gonna get any dynamic poses with his arms. But I just found it a bit odd. So yes, that was it though for No Way Home. But after they revealed the deluxes, they announced who won a little poll that they did in the chat of the stream. I personally voted for a new character the first time, which is what they did. And that character was the Red Widow, who is a part of the Winter Guard. And I think she was introduced in Jason Aaron's run of Avengers. Personally, I don't know too much about her. I am more akin and familiar with the more older versions of the Winter Guard, like the main three who first appeared, which... Oh, I really can't remember his name, but I'll pop him on screen here, where my head is, and I'll put his name there as well. But yes, with also Darkstar and Queens of Dynamo, and then later on, they introduce Ursa Major. Anyways, getting back to the figure. The figure also has this kind of cape or cloak, which I think will hinder the articulation a little. But overall, the figure looks fantastic. The figure has quite a nice red to it, and the black is quite nice as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and also thank you for the Null video as well. I am very grateful for how many views and how many likes that got, even though I did that like ages ago, and I should say thank you sooner. But hey-o, I'm a bit of a procrastinator, so yeah. Anyways, thank you. Like I said, thank you for watching. If you could like do the all usual stuff of like subscribing, sharing with a friend if they enjoy this type of content. Yeah. So thank you. Good day.